Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Spencer.
This is the Board Game Rundown. This week, we are going to talk about games we played, news, Kickstarters, and a continuation of our top 30.
Correct, which is
Yes.
20 through 16 today.
20 through 16.
We're getting into the good games
We
now.
are.
We
Like the other games, they were terrible.
It's like, meh, yeah,
Well,
I
yours
guess.
were.
yeah.
Seeing as you've played 27 games exactly.
That's
Yeah.
not true. But
28.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know we make this joke every time, but it's because it's not a joke. Like if we were to do a top 100, my top 30 games would be games I barely liked. Like so,
You mean the like
The last 30.
whatever.
right?
Whatever.
Those two.
Number 100, hopscotch.
Dude, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Why didn't I add that?
In news,
News.
I'm waiting for this.
Or
eventually.
games we played.
Oh yeah, games we played.
I'm just-
Yeah. So what games
Sure.
did you play, Dan?
Yeah, Dan.
Sure, I'll go first.
Dan went on
I
a
gotta-
game vacation.
He did went on a gamecation.
I got a list going on here. Yeah, so I went on vacation for a week. So we played quite a few games, just chilling in a cabin.
Bust them
So-
out and let's highlight your
That's
favorite.
what
In
you do
the
in a
order
cabin.
that I played them mostly, Outer Rim. We played Outer Rim again.
Sweet.
Good game.
Nice.
Yep. I'm really thinking about. I've seen some people do this. There's a $15 pack for Star Wars Armada you can get that comes with every ship but one
Yeah.
that you play as an Outer Rim. So you have little models of the ships.
Or you could
instead
just
of
find
your
the
player
micro machine
pieces.
sets.
People have also said that, but then you don't have them on stands.
Oh, okay.
But,
I did that for my Star Wars
Yeah,
Risk.
people have said that as well, and might be cheaper micro machines. I don't know.
Some micro
Maybe.
machines do have stands.
Oh, okay. Next, I finally played all the way through the Fallout board game.
Okay.
That's one on my shelf of shame for a while, which is why it was for about one day on the roulette.
Roulette,
And then everyone was
right.
like, "Game's too
That's
long."
yeah, dude. It's forever.
It's really not that long. We played it, but it's okay overall. It's for being such a big game. It has this weird fiddliness to it that like smaller games have. It's
Okay.
like it seems like they would have put more.
So that's a lot of
thought
fiddling for a long
into-
period of time.
Exactly, and it
Yeah.
just seems like even just the simple thing of the example I give is like, so enemies spawn around the map face down, and then they flip up during a certain card effect, and then every turn, if they activate, they move one space towards you, and they like kind of follow you around.
Sure.
When you kill an enemy, it respawns, like you shuffle it into that enemy's deck, and you respawn one in the spawn spot.
Oh.
The problem is, if you have 3 bug enemies that have all been following you for a while, and then you kill one, which spawn area did it come from? I have no idea.
You
So
can't
like
just
you
pick
just
one?
have to, yeah, you can, I guess, but you're not supposed to.
Oh,
like
just
you're
be
supposed to,
the same
yeah,
one.
you're supposed to put it back on the same one.
Yeah.
So like just weird fiddly
Sure,
stuff like
sure.
that in such a big game. Then finally played all the way. I purposely brought a bunch of my
Shelf of Shame.
Shelf
games.
of Shame games. Finally played all the way through Legendary Encounters, a Firefly deck building game.
Okay.
Finally played all the way through it. Good game.
Crappy
game,
art,
bad
good
art.
game.
Yeah, the art is still just horrible. Of course, she doesn't know that. you
Right.
know. But yeah, no, it was a really good game. I haven't played a legendary game in a long time.
Sure.
Yeah, the legendary games are great, especially the encounter ones. Most people tend to say I enjoy them both, especially since you can just play normal legendary with the full co-op mode and avoid some of the weird stuff that people have about it. But yeah, so that was cool. We played through the first 3 episodes of the show. If anything, it was a little too easy. So probably there's some variance in the back to up it difficulty a little bit. Probably
Sure.
gonna do that. We played Codenames really quick. I don't really like Codenames that much, but we played it because it takes 5 minutes. So
Sure.
we played it and it was fine. Then another little Shelf of Shame game, except I've played this one once a long time ago at a friend's house. I finally played my copy of Quarriors.
Oh,
That game
right
is
on.
great, man. I love that
I've
game.
only ever played the app, and I
Okay.
didn't. I don't think I got the right experience.
Yeah?
Because if I've only played the app version of the game, I like to play the real version. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then play the
Especially
app.
dice games.
Right.
Again,
Yeah.
I've always said that. Like I don't play virtual
Right, 'cause
versions of
this-
dice games.
Is much better than.
Yeah, click. Yeah. But yeah, so Quarriors, I have played Dice Masters a few times. I said this way back then, and after playing Quarriors again, I'll say it again. I prefer Quarriors, which is a
get me
very
my fainting couch.
that's a very unpopular opinion. I get it. Dice Masters is more of a dueling game, like you're attacking each other's life points, like Magic the Gathering kind of thing, to where in Quarriors, you're more so just setting up a defense, and if your guys survive till the end of the round, they get you victory points. And it's like a race to a certain amount of victory points. So it's a little bit more defensive and passive. But I just love the randomness that goes into the cards more. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Quarriors, but every time I've played it now, well, it's only played like 3 or 4 times now, but I always say I like this more than Dice Masters.
I need to play it.
I don't know
I need to
why.
play
Yeah, no, I'll
Quarriors.
totally bring it. I'm gonna pick up an expansion soon too because
Sweet.
I really liked it.
Right on.
Okay, Ticket to Ride Rails and Sales. We played a quick game of that.
Cool.
I hate Ticket to Ride. This is still my preferred version, but I have an adamant problem with Ticket to Ride, and that is that it goes into something I talk about with other games, to where when a game has one way that's just clearly the way you should play if you want to win. I say this with Space Base. I like Space Base a lot. But if one player is just chasing victory points and not even really trying anything else, and everyone else is like trying to build cool engines, that person's going to win. It's going to be boring, but they're going to win. You know, you just don't stand a chance.
Sure.
And in Ticket to Ride, I just hate playing. Like, I don't play with Levi. You know, I just call him out. He's the kind of guy, maybe you guys are too. All he does is just draw cards, draw cards, draw cards. And then he has until he has 100 cards in his hand. And then he just, okay, this turn I'll build that route. And then this turn I'll build that route. And then, so you're just playing 2 games. The first game is draw cards for an
as many
hour.
cards you can.
Yeah, and then the second game is play every route in a row.
Yeah.
That's so boring. I can't stand when people play that way. Like,
They should have a hand limit.
they should have a hand limit. That's what I said. And like Catherine did say, she was like, well, this game wouldn't work with a hand limit because the whole point is you get cards you don't like. And I'm like, okay, then discard cards that you're not using right now.
Yeah.
Like and just build up the cards you need. Like, I think Ticket to Ride desperately needs a hand limit to be a good game.
I disagree, because I have often been building up and building up and building up to try to make a whole route, and all of a sudden someone just goes, jacks my route. Like, I can't make the route anymore. I took too long.
I believe
Sure, but
the
how
first
would
time I
this-
met Spencer, I did that to him to win
it
a.
was only after I did it to you.
How
first.
would this problem change that, though? You'd still be drawing up cards until you can get that route. It wouldn't change any of that. You just
Because
wouldn't have
someone
30 other cards you're
in-
not using.
Because
on
then it
certain
becomes
maps-
very clear what route you're trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're strategic about, like,
Just
oh, I'm gonna
because
do
you're
this
saying you're
one
discarding
here,
other
this one
colors,
here.
like, so they would just know, oh, well, he's not going for a white route because he's. I see that as more tactical.
No. I'm not. I'm just. Never mind.
Okay, I hate playing Ticket to Ride with those people. When
I
you
don't
just-
have a problem
you
with
just
your
see
hand
someone who
limit.
has 50 cards in their hand. It's just like, like Ticket to Ride might as well just have a variant rule that just says everyone starts with 50 cards in their hand and start playing, because that's all people do for their first 10 turns.
Okay, so
is
what else
draw
did
cards.
you play?
I hate it. That game is
I
broken.
thought this was going to be faster.
That game is
Dan.
broken.
This was
Yeah,
your idea
yeah,
to
Dan,
be
this is a
faster.
much better way to do this.
I played Lords of Hellas.
So glad you got
Good
out
job.
of your soapbox.
Lords of
about
Hellas
Ticket
is
to
not
Ride.
great at 2 players.
So right, but you talk about a game you hate for 5 minutes and a
Right.
game you absolutely love. It is probably going to be talked about in a future episode.
I had an
on our top
important
30.
thing to get out about Ticket to Ride.
Clearly,
You're just making it
What I'm
longer.
curious is, how'd you play Codenames with 2 people?
yeah.
Oh, you can. You play against a bot. You play against an AI thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's a variant in the,
Okay.
in the thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they made Duet, though, is because it's better.
Okay.
But so I played Lords of Hellas. It's not nearly as good as 2-player because they changed the end game
sure.
scoring and stuff.
That's
and it's just
tough.
not good. I mean, it's fine.
You need
still,
the board to
but-
be crowded, though.
Y-
More players
yeah,
helps.
Yeah.
Helps.
Lords of Waterdeep, I played
Love
to get
it,
a nice
sorry.
refresher. No, Lords of Waterdeep. My problem with Lords of Waterdeep is just that it's a lot of it is more passive, to where it's like there's not a lot of interaction, right? I just kind of like take my turn silently, and then you take your turn silently. I take my turn silently, and then someone wins. Great game. But like, yeah, a little too passive, I think.
Sure.
And then the last one is we played Pass the Popcorn again. Movie trivia game I talked
Yeah.
about that my mom got. We sat there for like an hour just making up our own variants of like, what if we tried to do this in this
Right.
game? And like, that was just a great time.
Yeah.
That's good.
But so I just had a huge list I wanted to run down really quick because that was ridiculous.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You said really quick.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
Don't worry, we're gonna in post. We're gonna cut that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, let me go next.
It's
'cause
just gonna
I'm
go Lords of Water, Ticket to Ride, like just edit all
That's
the
right.
I'm
titles.
going to make up for his length with my brevity. I have 1.
Yeah, most of them do. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, all
Go
right.
for it.
Good.
Well, it just came out, and so I played it. Tidal Blades.
Oh,
right.
cool. Yeah.
Nice. Lucky.
And you were playing with your daughter,
I was
right?
playing with my daughter.
So 2-player?
She's 2-player. So when you play 2-player, there is a rival. So it's a bot
Okay.
that just kind of gums up the works.
Okay.
Now, when you play like beginner, the rival just gums up the works. But when you're doing it advanced, the rival can win.
Nice.
And then there's also a 2-player version. There's a solo player version where you are playing against a rival and you have allies who are helping you out. It reminds me a lot of the game Vindication.
Oh, I like Vindication.
I haven't played it yet. I've
I've
heard good
seen it,
things.
but I haven't played it.
I like
um,
Vindication.
It's one of the games where there are a million things to do, and there's no way in God's green earth you're going to be able to do them all.
Nice.
Right. Like just kind of pick a thing or
Pick
two.
a thing or
and-
two and go for them.
Right.
And if you break it down, they're like these monsters are coming at you, but really the monsters are just a constant debuff to everyone.
Sure.
So if you go after the monsters, you could get bonuses, or you could just do it to try to keep yourself from getting that debuff,
Sure.
Okay.
and then jump around and try to improve your stats and stuff.
Right on.
It was pretty fun.
It's a beautiful game.
it is a
Still don't know
beautiful game.
anything about this game.
I actually did not get the deluxe version, so
Oh.
even with the non-deluxe parts, it's still good. It's
Because you have the
still
standees instead of the
standees
minis.
instead of
and
the
things.
minis.
You
Yeah.
still have squishy pairs?
not squishy
No
pears.
squishy fruits.
Did you
I
return the
know.
game yet?
I was thinking about it. But no, it's good, and I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm looking forward to learning what the hell the game is. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't even know what you do with the game.
Well, you're a
so-
hero of the Reef
You
Oh,
are.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes
There's
sense.
the tides.
I now know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
blades.
Oh, there's blades too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a kind of sort of hero placement.
Okay.
You take a job here,
Don't you now know how to
block
do it
everyone
completely?
off. Take a job here.
It's all
Yeah.
Action
beautiful
selection.
mind now in my head.
Yeah.
All the numbers are working out.
So yeah, for me, the big thing I did yesterday, we had a surprise birthday party, and my dungeon master ran a one shot for the guy's birthday.
Nice.
So he had
Oh.
like 12 pre-gen characters made up, and then he got to
Cool.
pick, who he wanted to be. Then we all got to pick random people, and yeah, just kind of beat some stuff up, like kind of
That sounds
Halloween themed and whatnot. So
nice.
yeah, it was super cool.
It's really fun when you can kind of bang out a one shot like that real
Yeah,
quick and
yeah.
just
Yep. So
And
we
just play.
played it for a couple hours and killed some stuff. That was
that
fun.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and then when I played Quacks twice. Well, no, I take it back. I played Quacks 3
27
times.
times.
No, well, I forgot. Like I played it twice Friday night, real quick. But then the previous weekend, I had played it with Sarah's parents too. So,
Oh,
and
right on.
and they enjoyed it. So.
You get it. You play Quacks
A lot, yeah.
constantly.
A lot.
I'm trying to get that
It's in the
cost per play
rotation.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say you're about at pennies.
Yeah,
now, right?
Yeah,
you're
just
there
about.
at this point.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing is like Friday we were playing with 2 people, and first game took us 40, 45 minutes. Second game 30 minutes. We're
Yeah.
done.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, it was super quick.
Yeah.
Right
and
on.
you got totally screwed over. I saw in that picture.
Man, yeah. And well, in the first game, like he got so far ahead, and I just couldn't catch up, even with the catch-up mechanic. I'm like, oh, I got 15 rat tails this time. Didn't matter.
So, other than the game we just played, what's your one game?
Oh yeah, so Vigilante, right? We
Uh-huh.
played Vigilante. I enjoyed
True.
it. My one game, I played Arkham Horror 3rd Edition for the first time. Got it off my
Oh.
shelf of shame. Played it
Okay.
solo last night.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Is it better than the second? Really?
Different.
It's different enough.
Yeah.
They do some neat things. Like so, one of the things I like is that depending on your scenario, the board is modular.
I'd say it looks a lot more modular. It's not just a big.
And
board.
so, like depending on where you're at, like in the original one, or not original, but 2nd edition, you draw a card. You resolve its effect depending on what location you're at.
Yep.
There was a few rules that I'm not 100% sure I was
Playing correctly? No, you don't.
Playing correctly? I know, right? I know, and I wouldn't even give myself the rule book to check.
Jerk.
I know. It was like very clue heavy. Right? The scenario I was playing, I needed clues, and I just couldn't.
Get clues.
I couldn't figure out how to generate them. So I was trying to be in good locations, hoping that they would, trigger. So instead, I spent all my time just killing all the keeping the board
Clear.
pretty clear.
Yeah.
And then finally, Arkham Horror is a grind. It's always going to be a
Always a
grind.
grind, yeah.
Any version of Arkham Horror. So I played like 2 hours while we were. I ran 2 characters, and I was watching a show with my wife, and so I'm just kind of in the corner with a card table set up. Just doing my stuff, watch the show, doing stuff, read the rules. But to learn was relatively easy. It can get a little
Sure. I mean, you've played second too. So.
true.
Yeah.
So there's a few things that are a little fiddly as you're trying to track. But as long as you keep your components sorted, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good time. I would like to see more of the game. To be honest, play it.
A little bit higher player count, maybe.
Play it with like 2 or 3 people. I wouldn't go more than that just because I don't want to sit at a table for 4 hours for that game.
Right.
There are games where I'm happy to sit, go, hey, this is all day. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's do it.
Twilight Imperium.
Mhm.
You sit down for that, you know what you're in for. I love every minute of it.
Cannot wait.
Oh no!
Right?
I remember playing a game of Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. It took us 8 hours.
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
screw that.
I've never put that
but
much
we
time
but
in
we
I've
were max
never
player
either.
count.
there. Okay.
Yeah, and also bad
That
ideas.
does-
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna
that's
say.
a
I
bad
think
idea.
that's highly advised against.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bad
I
idea.
highly advise against that too. It's a good game. I love
The only
it's on my
games
top-
I like max player count are like
Spoilers.
Wolves of Mercia.
Yeah, you still haven't even done that at max player
not
count,
yet.
though.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
a-
come on, you
that's
know
a
you
big
want to
number.
do Cthulhu Wars max player count.
We
Oh,
have.
I've done that. We've done that many times. Many times. We just did that like a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. No, that game I don't mind at max player count at
Yeah.
all. But what's funny though is 3 to 4 player game of Cthulhu Wars we're done in an hour.
I actually can't wait. A little off topic. Can't wait to play Shadow Network at full player count.
Oh yeah, that would be
Because
cool.
you can't in the prototype. It doesn't
Sure.
let you. And I can't wait to get the actual gameplay because I think it's going to play really good. at
It's
full player
it's
count.
good. But yeah, so Arkham Horror, I had a good time. I was really
Yeah, that was almost as long as my whole list. I'm just saying. Thanks
glad
for,
to
thanks
get
for
it
pointing me out.
off my shelf of shame.
So for news,
News.
I have One Piece. What do you have? One Piece is an anime that people like.
it is.
I got like 2, I guess, technically.
Okay. I'm just saying, what do you got?
Oh, okay. Fury of Dracula goes digital.
Yep.
So on Steam right now, maybe one day it'll come to iOS because I'm lazy and I like to play games on my iPad. But Fury of Dracula is an awesome game. I'm interested to see how it converts over.
Yep.
Bam! It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. Hidden movement.
For a 1v many.
I still haven't been able to play it.
Very thematic.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played the new version. I think we played the second edition. Or
We
whatever.
played second edition.
I'm pretty sure it's the exact same.
No.
Is it? No.
No, I
Nope.
thought this was the game
Slightly
that was
different.
like
Combat
the
is
same.
streamlined.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ah.
Cool.
But yeah, no,
Gotta
it's
check it out.
yeah, Fury of Dracula.
Yep. While I'm interested because it's way cheaper, I would just much rather play with you guys on a board.
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
So
I would too, but if I'm gonna play alone, I want to
Yeah,
to have the digital
yeah.
version. I can play Fury of Dracula.
can you play against an AI then in the
I think
computer
so
game?
on the Steam, yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine.
That's cool.
And this thing is too is like you don't have to worry about your poker face.
Right.
You know, people are going on location like totally not going that way. You know.
We have friends that they have a poker voice
Yeah.
and a poker face.
Yeah.
If we're playing like Among Us, and you're like, dude,
Hey, this is
yeah.
this is where COVID is an advantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Poker face right here. I'm just gonna paint on a straight line across it.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your news?
Okay. BGG at Home.
Okay.
BGG at Home starts this week, so it's like an online convention
Yep.
from the
Oh, yeah.
18th to the 22nd. Tabletopia is kind of sponsoring and supporting them, so if you pay $10 to get a badge on BGG, then you get full access to all the premium games in Tabletopia, and they'll be hosting things. You also
Or
get a-
forever, or just during the
I couldn't find that
event?
information.
Okay.
I would think it's just for the
It's
event.
probably just for the event because that's how a $10 badge would go towards like Gen Con and stuff, right? You can also get a second badge that is a permanent badge, but it's just like a
Participation award.
Yeah, no, it's so if you help
Like a-
host an
right.
event, you get a
Oh,
special
okay.
BGG badge as well
Like
to
a
kind
micro
of
badge
like
for your
I'm trying to use a word
profile.
other than brag. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, that's all
like,
it
oh,
is.
look at me, I
Top
have
fan.
this badge. Yeah.
Show you're a top fan.
But
badge.
yeah, so if you're interested in doing like that online convention with a bunch of people, they support Discord, Skype, and something else. I can't remember what the other one is, and probably Zoom because that's
Slack.
so popular right now. So BGG at Home, look that up if you're interested in an online convention. You do not have to pay the $10. That just gets you into all the premium
The
games.
Tabletopia.
Tabletopia does have a bunch of free games.
Yep, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
That's what we did our Skeptics playthrough on.
We did.
Yep.
So last bit of news before moving on to Kickstarters. Magnus Rex.
Yep.
Magnus Rex is having a sale on GameCrafter right now. Dan, do we have
We had an interview or something.
do we have an interview with Brian Lemler from McDoffer Games who made
Where did that go?
I
Would
hate
that
you
be-
because I was going to say that, then I started laughing.
Would that be here?
where was he stole it from
Stole
you.
your powers.
It took too long.
He broke your powers, dude.
Yeah, it's
so-
up there.
So Magnus Rex is, just at its heart, a hardcore civ building game.
Tile exploration.
yes.
Civilization building.
Yes.
Multiple paths to victory.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna have
Check
a
it out.
review of that coming.
Yep.
Dan and I played like half a game. We want to get to play like a full game for
legit
the
game.
Oh, I can't
for the
wait.
full experience.
How long did your half game take?
Well, he was teaching it
He
though,
was-
and we were joking around.
Right, hour and a half.
Yeah, I think he said you should be able to play in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think is what he
Okay.
said.
And I think we would have, because we know if we were teaching, it would go a lot
Right.
faster.
Mhm.
And you guys have sat through the explanation.
Yep.
Now
That would help.
of how it plays. Yeah, I just tell you right now, it's really good. If you want a Sid Meier's Civilization
Yeah.
game, like this is your game. This
Yep.
is the version you want.
It's like the old school Civ that has the squares with hexes.
Right.
Right. So
And I will say it is a game crafter game. So, he basically produced all the art and everything himself with the exception of the box art, which he paid somebody to do. So, component wise, you're getting game crafter components. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he tried to
it's-
keep it cheaper too.
He's
Like
trying
some of the
to
cards
keep-
are small to keep the price down.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So don't freak out about the components. There is a very, very, very good game in there.
Yeah, and it does have a deluxe component option as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And those chipboard tiles are
Yeah.
really nice.
And expansions.
Oh, tons of
just
expansions,
tons of
Yeah,
real
expansions
world
adds
maps.
a
You'll
ton
see
of new
Again,
civs.
link in the description because that can't go up there. So link in the description to the GameCrafter page. There's so much there. Also, it is on sale right now. There's
Yep,
probably
right
like 11 days left
Maybe,
or
yeah.
something.
Something like that.
12, 11
Yeah.
or 12. Well, actually, by the time you see this, it'll be somewhere around like 9 days left probably.
But if you're into a Civ builder,
Check
now's
it
the
out.
time. Jump on it.
Yeah.
Well, everyone who buys it makes the game cheaper for everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There'll be like a poster here somewhere talking about the sale that's going on. But yeah, so there's basically a set price of somewhere around $66 or something, but then everyone who buys it lowers the amount by a couple cents or something, and whatever it's at the end of all the sales, everyone gets it for that cheap price.
Right.
So yeah, very cool system.
Yep, I like it. I'm excited. It's a really good game. It's kind of exciting for us because it's like a local guy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always fun to meet local creators
Right.
and stuff. And we always pull for the underdogs because we're underdogs. So moving on then.
Moving on then.
Kickstarters.
Yeah.
Start kicking.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of which, that leads right into
Who's
mine.
going first?
I will.
Oh, start
Okay.
kicking?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on?
KAPOW.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, as I say, speaking of kicking.
That's funny.
Yeah, so the game's called KAPOW.
Let's just say I did that on purpose.
It's a
I should bring in my copy. I have a copy.
Oh, you have the season 1?
Yep.
Oh, nice. So they have a season 2 coming out, and that's
Yep.
also an upgrade for the first season. The one box plays up to 2 players. You get both boxes. You can play up to 4 players.
Right on.
You've got a screen with like your character behind it, and you're rolling dice. And you're placing those dice on the screen to help do abilities, and then the dice also have crafting faces, almost like Dice Forge-esque, right?
Yep.
Where you can put different abilities on your dice and make it better. And of course, each player is like asymmetrical with the different heroes and villains and stuff like that. But it's $45 for the one box, $89 for the 2, so you don't really get any of a break there at all.
Sure.
But yeah, it's kind of reminding me of like the roll for the galaxy, right? Where you roll behind and you kind of plan your moves out and stuff. And when everybody's ready, you
One of
reveal. And you're like,
Spencer's
oh, I'm
favorite
attacking.
games.
Oh, you're not defending.
Wonder why
But
he
it's
owns it.
more competitive in that you can directly attack another person.
Yes. Yeah, I just meant roll for the galaxy and like you're rolling and you're signing your abilities behind the screen.
Yeah.
And then when everybody's
Yeah,
ready,
yeah,
you
yeah,
reveal to see what is actually happening with the
You
action.
go, well, I blocked a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like,
game
I'm
looks
researching
cool.
abilities and getting stronger.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks super cool. And it's funded already. And there's still like, by this time this comes out, 14 days left or so. So, yeah.
Sounds good. All right, I'm going to go next because I don't want anybody to steal mine.
Okay.
Did you guys see it's not funded yet? Elements of the Gods?
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh my gosh, this looks really cool, guys. Okay, so there was too much to write down.
I sum up.
I sum up. So you're playing a young god at the dawn of civilization, and you draw your divine power from the adoration of your worshippers. So you and the other gods take turns commanding the 5 elements, competing to impress your fickle worshippers and influencing them. So there is a grid on the table. This is a 1 to 5 player strategy game, and you're basically manipulating the grid and your worshippers to get them to match patterns that you have, and that's how you score points. And so you're trying to establish your influence by building monuments, then you score points by planting gardens and performing rituals at the foot of the monuments. And then at the end of the game, you can score points from the worshippers you have gathered into your domain. The components look amazing. There is it's $49 for the game. Boom, get everything, stretch goals, whatever. And then $65 gets you, it's basically the game and your name in the box.
Ooh, okay.
So inside the box, paying tribute to your influence and power.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't know. It's what, 3/4 of the way funded, 75% funded. There's 21 days when we're filming this. So like
That game
16
will be
At least
days.
2 weeks.
This game will be fine. It looks really cool. I like the components. I like the idea behind it. It sounds kind of neat. So
Cool.
Elements of the Gods.
Sure. Cool.
Go for it.
So mine, I will definitely be backing this for $1. We'll see if anything ever
I'd
comes
buy
of
that for $1.
Correct.
Sorry.
I'm really excited to see Atlantis Rising coming back out on Kickstarter with expansion Monstrosities. So Atlantis Rising Monstrosities by Elf Creek Games is a 1 to 7 player cooperative game. $29 for just the expansion if you already have Atlantis Rising, all the way up to $125 for the all-in, which is Atlantis Rising, the expansion, the deluxe components, and like a premium playmat.
Cool. Okay.
Which is, I don't actually know how the playmat works in that game, because isn't the whole point of Atlantis Rising the game board is a bunch of pieces you put together? So I don't know how a
I don't know.
playmat works.
I haven't played it.
I haven't played it.
But yeah, so there's actually not much time left. By the time this comes out, you're not gonna have too much time, like 1 or 2 days left. But I mean, you guys probably already know about Atlantis Rising anyway, and it's shipping in October of next year. But yeah, Atlantis Rising co-op game where I believe the whole point is Atlantis is sinking, and you are working together to fix whatever it is that keeps it above water. It's like a scientific thing,
Chinchillas.
like a floating
Chinchillas.
kind of
Mad
thing.
Chillers.
And Atlantis Rising has always interested me, partly because it's beautiful, but also partly because it's supposed to be a really cool, difficult co-op worker placement game.
Right on.
And that just sounds
Difficult co-op is good.
awesome. Yeah, difficult co-op worker placement. I don't know how the
All
worker
things
placement
we like,
works,
right.
but yeah, it looks really awesome to me. I've been wanting to play this for a long time, so the fact that it is available again, even if I don't get the expansion because I don't know how much I like the game, still, just the fact that I can get Atlantis Rising off Kickstarter again is cool.
So you're backing it?
I said I'll back it for $1 and see what happens. Because
That gets you the pledge manager.
Exactly. That gets me the
Yep.
pledge manager. Then I can be like, hey,
Yep.
Kathwin, how much money do we have?
That's actually just what happened to me. Another one, I backed for $1, and now they're like, pledge manager's closing, and I'm like,
Right. Yeah, so Atlantis Rising. That was my first one.
All right. Well, this one, I don't think we've
was
talked
waiting
about
for
this one yet, and I don't know why. It's like the thing that's always hidden for me is Bardsung.
Oh, I
yeah.
looked
I
at
thought
it.
somebody else
Yeah.
was going to talk about
Yeah.
it, so I didn't write it down.
Mhm.
It
It looks super cool.
It finishes on November 27th, so there's going to be some time.
Yep.
It's by Steamforged Games.
Oh,
Yep.
that's why I didn't. So that's why I forgot that's that one. That's why I didn't actually write it down or anything. Steamforged Game is very good at making really pretty games that are really weird to play. Like you got to be really into the theme.
Example.
That's Steamforged Games did Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
And,
Oh.
they, and they
Oh,
also
Dark
did. They also did the other the video game about the Scottish girl archer. I can't remember what that
Brave,
video game's.
Merida.
No,
No.
that's a video game.
I
Can't remember what that's called, but it was a PlayStation
Scottish
exclusive
Girl
game.
Archer.
Okay.
And so both those games though are kind of known for being fine games that you got to really enjoy the theme of. Like Dark
Sure.
Souls is okay if you're into Dark Souls theme, it's awesome. So I was worried about this because this is a theme that I think is made up.
Well, I don't think the theme is made up. Maybe the world is made up, but it's
That's what I meant.
very Dungeons and Dragons esque.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's 1 to 5 players,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very similar to it's like Gloomhaven and Dungeons and Dragons mixed together. So it's a 50-hour plus campaign, and there's multiple routes you can take. So if you make a decision in one, you may not be able to do the decision you want to do over there.
Okay.
It's got lots of minis. They're really pretty.
Yeah. Steamforged.
But unlike in Gloomhaven, where you get a character who has a very distinct
Deck of cards.
pathway, a deck of cards are going. In this one, you get to design your own character. They start off with something, but then you can be like, screw that, I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
And you just start building up your character the way you want to play the character.
Okay.
And your enemies also will level up and learn and can hold grudges against the person who killed them last game.
I like
That's funny.
Okay.
So it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They made me an enemy in that game.
So the couple takeaways I'll say, first of all, Horizon Zero Dawn is what the other Steamforged game is
okay.
called. It
Ah.
just came to me. But so the couple things I'll say about that then is, if you are super into the Dungeons and Dragons universe, then if that's what this is kind of feeling like, I would say this is probably going to be a great game for you because that's what Steamforged does. First of all, the shipping is going to be super late because that's
May
Steamforged.
2022.
So
okay.
so
Oh,
May
hey.
2023. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
And the components are gonna be incredible. And if
they
you're
were
really
incredible.
into the theme, you'll love the game. That tends to be
Sure.
what Steamforged does. So
Yeah, it looked pretty good. So look for Bardsung, November 27th.
so I have one more thing.
Go for
Are
it.
you gonna mention it? You usually do.
No, you do it. You do it this time.
So,
I'll let you do
Skeptics
it. Yep.
by Uziak Games and Designs. We have a playthrough right now. I don't remember if we already clicked to that. If we did, it's already
Earlier.
there.
Yeah.
So this is a 1 to 4 player co-op where you are kind of investigators searching haunted locations to try to prove or disprove the existence of ghosts. We played through this on Tabletopia. You can play through it on Tabletopia.
Yes.
It's a free game on Tabletopia, so just play through it, see what you think. It's it was fun. Yeah, so it's shipping in August of next year, and there are it's $50 for the game. And I don't know. We both had a really good time with this game.
I really like.
If you like that theme and you like co-op, I'd say this is a great game to get. And then on top of that, if you know anything about this, it has a similar dice system to like Elder Sign, where you're kind of doing skill checks with dice, and then when you roll, you can save some dice and then re-roll other dice and stuff. And so I mean, if any of that is interesting to you, check out Skeptics by Uziak Games. We had a great time. And check out the playthrough if you just, like, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You know, it's like 2 hours of us playing, but, skip through. I have, I purposely have all the highlights in the thing so you can skip to, like, the first time a ghost shows up, the final turn, like, so you can just skip to see what you want to see. But
Sure.
I suggest checking it
A
out.
lot of us just kind of joking around, though, having a good time with it,
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
And you don't want
so-
to watch that.
No,
That's why I
boring.
made timestamps.
Yeah, that's right.
Real quick, Vigilante. It's not on Kickstarter yet. It will be coming soon. find them on Facebook, Paranoia Rising Games, Vigilante. You can find them on Facebook. Sign up. That way you get the notification of when it's going to go to Kickstarter. We did do a preview video of that. It will be somewhere eventually on the channel.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got for Kickstarters. Anybody else? Anything?
Yeah. Just a little significant mention here. Endless Winter, thanks to the Board Game Rundown bump, got funded.
That's it, Paleo Americans or something.
And by Board Game Rundown
Americans,
bump, you mean you backed it.
Well, he backed it for about $20,000.
Yeah.
He went all
We
in.
got two backers.
Yeah.
$1 and $20,000.
But yeah, I'm excited to play that one. It looks really
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I like the art and the dual layer player boards and everything else.
And I thought I would mention one because the IP is pretty popular still. Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
The Quidditch thing.
Yeah, I'm shooting
Catch
this down.
the Snitch.
Shooting it down.
Why? What happened?
Well, this is the one that they launched
Oh,
and then
this is
canceled
that
because of the
one.
election.
Oh, I forgot already.
Oh,
and
this
it's
is that one?
yeah, and it's well
yeah.
over $100.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can talk about
That
it.
was a rude dude maneuver.
Rude.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Up
Spencer.
until
Really, like,
December
pooped all
12th.
over your idea.
Sorry. Sorry. Do you have another one I could poop on for you?
No, that's
That's
my
a good
last one.
game. For me to poop on.
That's right.
Okay.
Jeez.
Sorry.
All right.
No, honestly though, if that's something you're interested in, you want to talk about,
I
I
thought
will
people
sit here
would,
quietly.
Sure. I mean, it's an IP. It's gonna fund.
It's-
Yeah,
it's
it's Harry
It
Potter.
Harry
I think
Potter.
it's already
was
funded.
it was going to fund last time. They just didn't think it was going to do the extra $1 billion they wanted.
Which
so
is
they-
why
yeah.
I'm put off
Salty.
by it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think it's already funded.
Yeah.
You can have till December 12th to fund it, to go for it. It's a 2-player game.
Hey,
It's
yeah.
8
If you want to play Quidditch, it's a good idea for a board game.
Well, the thing
Playing
I like
Quidditch,
about
it's
it,
cool.
so you have 4 teams. Well, obviously, it's 2 players. You can choose which of the 4 teams you want to do, and you have cards and dice to help affect. So I want to do this strategy. This card will help me do that strategy. And the first half of the game is you setting up your strategy and setting up all the snitch cards. And then the second half of the game is you playing through all the snitch cards and trying to get the snitch.
Okay, you just made me hate this game.
But
You just described Ticket to Ride. I'm just saying.
But there's a hand limit.
Oh, never mind. This game's great.
Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in. All right.
now I don't entirely know all of how it works. There's spectators involved. They have all sorts of minis from different things. I'm like, why is Snape a mini in this?
Oh yeah, sure.
Why is Harry Potter
So there's
only
gonna be like
Potter.
coaches that are minis or something.
only
Or not
a
coaches, but no, I mean
Kickstarter
teachers.
exclusive?
Yeah,
so you
there's
can't
a
get
lot of
Wow.
they-
Kickstarter
his
exclusive
name
minis.
is on the box.
They
And
want you to
if you buy
back
it
the
retail,
Kickstarter.
I don't like
There
that
are a
at
lot
all.
of
either.
Kickstarter exclusive minis, and also you can mix and match
Is
your
it
team.
Simon?
No.
I believe. So I believe you can mix and match your team. If you don't want to have the
Oh,
all
interesting.
Gryffindor team, you can be like, well, I want Draco Malfoy on my team.
Well, that is so unrealistic. I don't know how Quidditch works. I don't know.
Potter.
I don't know.
So that's Night Games, Harry Potter, Catch the Snitch, December 12th. There you go.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
What's next, Tim?
I guess we can get into our top 30.
Oh, well, five, okay.
You know, it's a top 5, but sure, we're going
30.
through 30.
Yeah, so this week it is games 20 through 16.
20 through
Woo,
16.
they
We're
getting
yeah, we're
good.
getting to good games now. I already made that joke.
Yeah, but that wasn't on camera.
Oh, it wasn't on camera?
I don't
We're
know,
getting
it
to the
might
good
have
games
been.
now. The other games were garbage. I think that was on camera.
It might have been.
I think that's literally how we started
You were
the
talking
show.
and I quit. I stopped listening. I don't know.
That's fine. It's kind of a Z Garcia joke anyway, so I stole your joke. Sorry.
Not my joke. All right, who's going first?
Hashtag not my joke.
Sure.
Bob?
So this game's already been mentioned today.
Today,
Uh-oh.
Today.
Is it the Harry Potter snitch game?
Yes.
it made it.
No. Sid Meier's Civilization, the
Oh.
board game.
Oh, okay.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
I will
so-
never play this with you again.
Why?
Was he that
Well,
mean?
First of all,
Uh-huh.
if you play this game with Bob, you
That was
have
a
no
real
chance of
turn.
winning.
Okay.
There's still a chance.
So
You
you're
were taking it
saying
easy
there's
on
a
me.
chance.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a game you can solve.
Oh, okay.
And I've already had a house rule like some of the civs we don't allow because
Sure.
they're just broken.
So
Right,
that's
right.
why
Yeah, it
it's your
happens.
favorite
But
game?
no,
You've
but-
solved it?
No,
Yeah.
but I get it though because this is a kind of game that Bob does love.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
wants.
Played a lot and I
Yeah.
figured out what works good, how, when.
And this was a game you had early on, like when we started getting into board games.
Yep.
This is when you had early
Yep.
and really like glommed onto
Yeah,
it pretty
I've,
quick.
This
I've
game
had
is
this game
that
a
old?
long. Yeah, I've had 2010. I think it came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's when we really started getting into board game. Probably about 10, 15 years ago, ish. Longer than that. Well, Geekway was
well,
our first. Geekway was
Man, I
12
was
years ago.
Not
just out of
12
high
years
school.
ago. I was married to my wife when we went to Geekway the first time.
Really?
And we've been married 10 years.
I was going to say, how long ago was that, Tim?
Guys, how much do you guys care about this conversation?
10
I was
years.
wondering.
So, yeah, so about to say, that's what 2010 is. That makes sense. That's what I said, 2010. 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what you said. 10 years.
So, anyways, apart from being right on that,
You're not. It was
You're
like
wrong on the
2012
pick.
because Mallory was a baby when we went to Geekway.
the very, very first one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways. That's irrelevant.
Can't be.
Not that I'm wrong, it's irrelevant.
Right, right.
But yes, it's a good game. There is maybe a better one that might be able to bump it in the future if I get it a little
Hopefully,
more.
fingers crossed.
But I do enjoy the Civilization builders.
Yeah, no, that's good. That is good. Spencer.
Oh,
we're
me.
okay.
I'll go last. I'll go last.
Okay.
Okay, this is gonna be a weird game to keep track
He's
of.
got good number
He got good.
16.
What?
No, 20.
20.
No, he's saying he wants to end
You
the
want- you
show,
wanna
though.
end
So
your
he
show. Yeah,
better
I'll
have
do
a
good
good
numbers.
16.
Oh, yeah, I got a great one.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right.
Down to it.
Well, then I'm going to start mine with Blood Rage.
There you go.
Now,
that's a good one.
only because I've only played Rising Sun once.
Okay.
Sure.
And I think Rising Sun might be a superior game. I just need to play it a couple more times.
Sure.
However, Blood Rage it's a fine game. It's by Asmodee. It's
a fun
Eric
game.
Lang. It's a fine game. It's a fun game.
I like
Nice.
Blood Rage
It's
a lot.
It's
I like Blood
everywhere
Rage a
that
lot.
starts with M and ends in
Even
M.
though my
What's-
copy's been played by other people more than I've played it. But still.
Simon.
Well, one of the fun things I like to do, I like to go to Loki strategy, where you
same.
but you see, you can't always do it. You may try to do
Rude
Loki
dude.
strategy, but you can't always do it. But
Yeah,
it's
I like
fun.
Loki strategy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Blood Rage.
like you.
That
I
is
like
a
garbage.
Blood Rage.
that's a
I,
solid one. That's
Don't
solid.
love this game, but I've only played it once, and it was a bad experience. I want to
Yeah.
play again.
You had a Blood Rage experience like Tim and I had a Nemesis experience.
Correct.
Yeah.
If that
Except
had
that
been our
I'm not
first-
like
Except
I'm
he
not
played it
like I
correctly.
gave Nemesis a 5 out of 5, and now it's trash. I'm not like that.
Yeah. That was trash. That is accurate. All right. So what's your 20 there, Dan?
My 20 is look
Nemesis
at that.
in
Also
the trash
talked
can.
about today.
Uh-oh.
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 You can not listen for a
None of
while
mine
now.
have been talked about today.
Lords
I
of
feel good.
Waterdeep.
Lords of Waterdeep by Wizards of the Coast came out in 2012. Lords of Waterdeep is a good worker placement game. The thing with Lords of Waterdeep is I don't want it to be this good. Like it's
love
what I'm
it.
saying is it's very simple, you know, and
Yep.
like it's
Yep.
very streamlined, very easy, and then you play other worker placement games. It's like, man, these are so great. But then there's just something so simple about what Lords of Waterdeep does, and I just find myself going back to it. Like I said, I played it over the weekend that I had, and like it was just like, yeah, like there's negatives I have for the game, sure, and I will say I have the expansions, but I've only played with them like once, so I don't really know how much I like those and stuff. But yeah, there's just something about the simplicity to Lords of Waterdeep. Where if you like, and it helps too that like if you're gonna teach someone to work or place a game, this is in like the top 2 that you're gonna grab to teach them. You know, like that's just what everyone does.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great. It's a great, slightly heavier introductory game.
Yeah, exactly. It's slightly heavier, but it's also so simple, and it's because it's just like you need 2 orange and 2 purple.
Yep.
I don't need to describe anything more than that. You need 2 orange and 2 purple.
You mean
That board-
clerics and rogues?
No, I don't. I mean they are cubes. They are mindless cubes that I push around on that board.
Because they're
Wow.
pawns.
Because I am a
That's right.
lord.
Lord?
I'm a lord of Waterdeep. These people are not people. What did I just say?
I'm collapsing on my own conundrum.
Yeah. So Lords of Waterdeep is my 20. It's a
Yeah,
good work
that's
placement
really
game. We will see if I like other worker placement games better.
All right, guys.
Probably.
Listen here. This is a game I had no interest in playing the first time I played it
Smart
because I do not really like at all NASCAR. I don't like NASCAR at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
which one is this?
I do.
Thunder Alley.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't played this one.
I do not like NASCAR.
Yeah.
Could not be.
Well, make it a left hand.
I like the video
turn.
games, but it's because you immediately turn around and drive backwards the whole time, and it's fun.
All right.
Bam.
but Thunder Alley, man, like the strategy that goes into playing and the way that you can move like whole rows of cars.
It's more fun than it has any right to be.
Really?
Yeah, I just really enjoy it. You're kind of like managing your team. You're,
Is it lucky?
No, it is
No, it is-
all.
okay.
It is card based. Now there is some luck,
luck,
depending
you
on
draw
cards that you're
cards.
going to draw.
Sure.
Sure. I was just wondering. I've played a horse racing game that's almost 100% luck,
Oh.
but it's so fun anyway because
Yeah.
you're just like playing these random cars and like horses are going up and you're like, oh, he's winning. I guess I'll bet on that guy. And like, so I was
Yeah.
just wondering if
I'm-
this was like that.
I'm fine with that too. But no, I have not played that game. But
can't remember what it's
but
called.
Thunder Alley is really there's a lot of strategy and there can be a little bit of take that because you can like separate and you might choose who you leave behind
Yeah,
at
sure.
times.
Is there what's it
got a
called,
pit and
drifting
stuff
or
like
whatever
that.
in this?
Yeah,
where-
yeah. Because I think if you're behind somebody,
Drafting.
you move.
Depends on the card that you
Yeah,
play. So you can
right.
play a card that you just move one car forward, and it pushes all the cars ahead of it.
Oh, okay.
There's a card that you can play
like a Gravwell
where you move
thing.
forward,
Yeah.
and it pulls all the cars behind it.
Yeah, that's very
Right.
Gravwell. Okay.
There's
I like
car- you
Gravwell. It's a good
can
game.
you can
Oh,
yeah
awesome.
you can move sideways and like pull
Yeah, yeah.
pull out into a different lane, and you're pulling like this whole trail.
Yeah,
or
I-
you can like leave.
I want to play this. I've actually
You
I
can
have-
link up with other, with other long rows in hopes of
Oh,
that
sure.
car getting pulled up, and then you get points every time you finish a lap. You get a point. You get points based on your placement, and then at the end of the game, you get points based on your finishing. So I've seen people win this game and not had because their cars were like 7, 8, 9. Because they got a whole bunch of points right there, and then like the person who actually crossed the finish line was first, but he also was like last, so he got like fewer points overall, even though he had like a higher finish.
Sure.
So
okay.
there's
because it's a team score, not an individual. Car.
right,
Yeah.
and you do have to pit to like repair damage
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your
No,
cars.
this all
and stuff.
sounds great. I have yet, I think, to play any racing board game.
It is.
Other than I guess I think it's called Homestretch, the horse one.
Oh,
I'm talking
yeah,
about. But
yeah,
that's
that
not
sounds
even.
right.
That's not even really a
Homestretch
racing
is super
game.
popular.
Steampunk
I'd love
Rally?
to play it.
Huh?
Steampunk Rally?
Nope.
No.
Never played
But-
that. Never played Pitch Car, which isn't really a
No,
racing game, but
yeah.
it is. It's.
But I love Thunder Alley.
Yeah.
Thunder Alley is a blast, and I didn't want to like it because it's like I don't care about NASCAR at
Right.
all. But like, I love
Yeah.
that game.
game's well
So
done.
much
you know,
fun.
Who cares?
So number 19, Settlers of Catan, Starfarers.
Yeah. You're gonna fool me.
I know.
there for a minute.
That was close. Yeah, but best Catan there is, and
Hands
so,
down.
Yeah.
Hands
If
down.
I had played
great.
this more, this might have made my list. I've still only played it once, I think,
Okay.
and
I've
I
never
liked it
played
a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's
Have
really
you played
good.
the Starfarers one? No. Oh my gosh! So it's
No.
in space, right? Yeah, I know. So, but then you have to fly your ships out. You have satellites. You colonize, and so not only are you rolling dice, and those planets produce those resources, but then depending on where you are on the score track, you
might get free resources.
each turn. So it kind of helps to mitigate the.
It has a
I've
good
been on an
catch-up.
8 all game,
Yeah.
and nobody's rolled an 8.
Yeah, that's
you
a good
know?
catch-up mechanic.
So yeah, so that's
good.
really nice. And then there's like
The board is
missions.
the board
Yeah,
is
the events
modular.
are super cool.
Oh, that's good.
What's that?
The board is modular.
The board is modular.
that's-
Oh, I might have to get
And then as
this.
you're going around, you have
Try it.
a mothership, and you put upgrades on your mothership, and that affects all your ships.
like
that
a
are out
giant
there.
3D
Like,
ship
Yeah,
that you're actually putting pieces
putting
on.
pieces on. You can increase your cargo, increase your speed,
That's really
increase
good.
your combat, and then different places that you explore. We like to have certain combat or a certain amount of cargo in order to start your planet, start your colony there. But then also you can get if you roll a 7. It's not as mean as like the thief thing, right? Where you're moving around, you shut something down. No, it's like everybody like kind of trades resources almost. But then you also get to go on a adventure, and so you draw an encounter, and then like okay, so the person just
I
says,
thought that was when you got like too many of the black.
well, that's the
balls in
black
your-
ball. Yes,
Yeah,
is
so
when that happens.
your
Not the
ship is
7.
filled with beads that
Beads.
you like
So you shake them up and you reveal, and 2 of them pop
Oh,
up
wow.
there. And then depending on if you have a black one, you can do an event. But if you have different colored ones, then you get to fly.
Tells you how
further.
much
Yeah,
movement
it's-
you get.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And the
are
events,
super
the events
cool.
are so
Yeah.
fun.
Is there
they're
a thief,
funny.
space pirate or something?
No.
Well, you might get you
Like,
might encounter some
I
space
think when you do a
pirates.
thief is that you steal something from somebody, but everybody else gets a random one.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's
Okay.
really like
Yeah.
diminishing somebody's resources. You're not
And-
shutting down their planet. From
And like they were
working.
saying, while there's not something like that, it's the events that really make the game. The,
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
like,
100%.
game losing stuff.
'Cause you're like,
and
oh,
everything.
you come
100%.
across a frigate who's demanding a.
Yeah, do you fight it? Like,
do you,
do you have enough
fight it, or do you
guns?
offer
You
them
know, like-
resources? I was like, okay, I'll give them 2 resources. Oh, it happens to be a prince, and he's happy with your gift.
'Cause-
You're able to move your guy an extra 3 spaces.
Yeah, because
just
again,
stuff like that.
you're literally upgrading your ship, so you can be like, oh,
Mhm.
my ship has 3 guns on it, so
Yeah.
that means I can fight this pirate,
Right.
You know, and I have
It's
a
so
chance
good.
to
Yeah.
win it, you know, like
Okay.
it's,
yeah,
The
super cool.
the only bad thing
Uh-huh.
about this, and it's the bad thing with every Catan game that I've seen,
Okay,
3 to 5 players.
Oh,
that is yes.
yeah.
It's a
Oh,
very
yeah.
limited player count, and that is unfortunate.
3 to 5 players.
But I kind of like they did that because there's a lot of games that say like 2 to 6, and it's like, yeah, but it plays garbage at 2 and it plays garbage at 6. So
So
really,
3
it's
to
a 3 to
5.
5 game.
Well,
Like,
I could say 2 to 6, recommended 3 to 5.
it could.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
But anyways, yeah.
Sure.
No, Starfarers. So good.
So good.
So good.
I approve this message.
Thank you.
All right, Spencer.
I was like, no, not you. I was
All
like,
right. So mine is an exception to my rule of I have to have played it more than once
Oh,
because I
okay.
really liked this game the time I played it. From Cranial Creations, it's Barrage.
Oh, Barrage.
Yeah, I
So
mean, you
good.
know after one play.
I know it's so
Yeah,
fun.
you're either gonna really like it or like, nope.
No, that's my kind of game.
So crunchy.
It's
It's,
so good,
really
yeah.
good.
But it's crunchy granola, crunchy in a good way.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's a good
Yeah.
crunch.
No.
I would have just said a ruffle
Honey Bunches of Notes.
because they have ridges.
Ruffles
do.
have ridges.
No, yeah. So Barrage, you're building. It's like what, World War I era, 1920s era. You're building the dams.
Yeah,
and-
Dams to
Tesla.
produce
I
electricity.
just love
You're
the
all
way that the
trying to
water
get on
flows.
Tesla's good side.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with water flowing down through the various
your dams
streams
and
and
your,
dams and stuff, and you're building up dams and building up power places, and you can borrow it from this one, and you also have technology you're getting, and then you have this really cool track where you pay for something, and your resources move around this track, and as the track moves around, you'll eventually get those resources back.
Yeah.
Right. It's like that
Oh my
equipment's being
God.
used for a while, depending on what you're building.
Exactly.
And you can accelerate. There's actions you can take to accelerate that
it.
wheel.
Yep.
There's things like that. There's
Super
asymmetric player powers.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really
super
good
good
game.
It's an amazing game. If you have a chance, pick up Barrage.
Highly
I
recommend
should
it.
probably pick it
It's
up.
a little pricey, but it's beautiful.
It is
Yeah,
beautiful. The
it's really
artwork
good.
in it is
Artwork
amazing.
is super cool.
The
Art
quality components are
Deco.
amazing. We have a review of it.
We do have
do?
a review of it.
So,
Barrage.
Barrage.
Yeah, geniusly made game. Like
Mhm.
you can just see the mechanics in that game. Like who thought of this?
Right.
This is a great
People
game.
way smarter than us.
It is a
Yes.
game that I suggest going into it. It is like really tough. Like they
it's
were
a
saying,
hard
crunchy.
game. Yeah.
I almost think I would suggest for kind of like what I'm starting to do with Shadow Network now is like it's almost a game that whoever's teaching it probably shouldn't play because they're just gonna
Gonna-
stomp
yeah,
everyone
that's
else.
true.
and not let them have a good
Yeah,
experience.
and like because I've now taught Shadow Network a couple times and I keep winning by so much every time. Well, I I'm not trying to. It's just that I know what I'm doing better than them.
right.
And some people have literally said, maybe you shouldn't. You're making us
How
feel
about you
bad.
don't play, Dan?
They're just like, you're making us feel bad. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do that.
Tell
I'm
your
trying
brothers to put on their big boy pants
Yeah, yeah.
and take their whooping.
But yeah, Barrage, great game. I've only played it once, and I did terribly, which is why it's not made my list. Okay,
19.
number 19. I even wrote the wrong word here. I'm so bad at calling this game the correct name. My number 19 is Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Yeah.
I wrote Universe.
Wow.
I hate myself.
Yep.
Sentinels of the Multiverse by Greater Than Games came out in 2011. So we've talked about this all the time.
Yep.
This is a cooperative. Each person has their own deck that is a hero that you really feel like I am this hero.
The decks are super
Yeah, super asymmetric.
They're really
yeah.
great.
And you're fighting villains. The difficulty is completely adjustable. The game is very fiddly, but I just don't care. The
Yeah, I
game
don't
is
mind it.
so good.
The
It's
Like-
one
theme is-
theme too.
theme
Even
is
like the
great.
damage points, like kapow, and you
Yeah.
like set them on there.
I think there's even a companion app now that
Yes.
helps mitigate
does.
There is.
all
Yeah.
that. So that's nice.
One of the drawbacks I found in the game was if you pick the wrong villain, your hero has 0 chance.
I guess
yeah.
You mean you picked the wrong hero?
well, if you look at the instruction book,
Yeah.
it tells you like what villain you pick and like how difficult it is against certain like heroes and villains.
I
and
just
stuff,
don't.
so
I see that as part of the game, though.
But
It's
I-
like,
yeah,
guess
exactly.
what? Superman's
Because-
not going to stand a chance against certain villains. Like,
yeah,
so
I'm Kryptonite Man. Like,
what am I doing here?
But I mean, you do have that huge variety, so yeah, you can pick and choose and make it as hard as you want for yourself.
yeah,
Yeah, and there's a million expansions for it.
Yeah,
There's a
so
ton,
many. I don't
ton
even
out
have.
there.
I literally
Promo
have
cards.
one expansion, and I
Yeah.
I played this game 1,000 times. I have one expansion character for it, and I still feel like there's plenty.
Yeah,
in
and one of the neat
box.
things too about that that doesn't get talked about is once you get knocked out as a hero and you flip your guy over, you're not out of the game. You still have abilities that
right.
you can do.
Awesome,
proc every
awesome
turn.
mechanic.
Yep.
Yeah. Sentinels of the Multiverse, guys. Such a good game.
Check it
Yes,
out.
it's fiddly, but trust me, if you want like a cool, super asymmetric, like you really feel like a team coming together, cooperative game, check it out. It's so good.
Yep.
So good. My number 19, I almost played solo instead of Arkham Horror last night, but I was like, no, I'm going to play one I haven't played. Smartphone.
Ah, okay.
That's a good one. That was a good
Smart
one.
choice.
Smartphone jumped up for
I
me.
see what you
Yeah.
did there.
It's
I mean,
really
it's just
good.
that good.
It is
It
good.
is just that good. It is.
Similar to Barrage for me. Super well made game. I
It
can
is.
see the genius development
Yeah.
behind that game. I'm terrible at it, so I
Yeah.
don't
Right.
like it as much.
Right, but we've got a review for it. But the components right out of the box,
know
the
if we have
regular, the regular base
only get 5 of
game
those.
is great. Dual layer player boards,
Beautiful.
I mean, it's
Yep.
very intuitive how the game works. They break down the phases. Once you understand the
Very well
iconography,
made.
you've got it,
Yep.
and you're
You
in.
don't even need the rulebook hardly.
And turns go really quickly.
I also haven't been able to play this at 5 yet, which I hear is by far the best.
Yeah, that would be
Really?
nice.
Oh
to
no,
do.
I haven't played
Yeah.
it 5.
I've
I
heard
haven't
4
played
is
5
good.
either. I played
5 is
4.
amazing. Don't play with less than 4 is the thing.
Unless
I
you
tend
have the
to-
3-player board.
Right.
I guess because you can have that board, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
different.
Sure. But yeah, smartphone.
Cool.
I'm not
I
gonna
approve.
Yep. Smartphone.
ink.
Ink.
Smartphone ink.
That's right. So number 18 for me, it's kind of a sad one because
Aw.
I've really wanted to play this game more than I've gotten to play it, and we even like put a bunch of money into it, and we still didn't get to play it very much. Star Wars Imperial Assault.
Oh yeah,
I have started
trust
this
me.
so many times and
Yeah.
only gotten so far, but it's like I love it. I've got cool characters. They're starting to get really cool, and then the group falls apart, and it's just
Yeah.
like I want to play this game more. I should just do it solo. Is what
I
I
Yeah,
played
or
it-
just with one other person you trust.
Correct.
Instead.
I played
Yeah.
it solo, like the basic campaign, like on
Okay.
the app solo, all the way through last January.
Yeah.
So good.
Man, we started.
Love it.
Dan and I started a group with a couple other people, and like we each like bought separate expansions because there was a character in there that we wanted to get,
Sure.
and we played.
I'm gonna be boss.
I think 3 or 4
Yeah.
scenarios,
And
and
that
then
was
one
it.
person just stopped showing up
Yep.
without saying
Oh.
anything, and then
Yeah.
the third person just kind of was like, "Oh well, if we don't have the 4 group anymore, what's the
Yeah.
point?"
Right.
So now Bob and I are just sitting on this
Hey,
expansion.
I'm down to pick it up. We each play 2 characters.
There you go.
Because that Jedi guy that I have is super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's man,
It's a
Imperial
good game.
Assault's really
It's
good.
a really good game.
Yeah.
I still have Han Solo in my Amazon wish list, but I'm not going to buy it unless
we're not
we
gonna
stop
play.
playing
Oh,
again.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Just making sure
Uh,
that
Spencer.
wasn't on my list.
He looks every time.
I know.
No, I'm
What
looking
number
because
is
I
it,
always want to know if
18?
that's on my list.
Yeah, it's 18, right?
18.
It's the one
Yep.
after the one you've already
one
talked
Correct.
about.
Look at the one you read last time, and then
All
read the
right.
next one.
Well, then we're halfway through the list-ish. No, not really. Okay, we're at Puerto Rico.
Hey,
Hey, that's been on
We
the
talked
list.
about it last week,
I
but
talked about
it's-
that.
I love the
Yeah,
game
It's
too.
so good, man.
Puerto Rico's
It's
really
a
good.
game. I played it so long ago. Gosh, when did that come out? 2001.
Wow, that long.
Long time ago.
Did
Yeah.
you write it down? 'Cause
I did
could-
not write it
could
down. I
actually
wrote
tell
down
you.
that it's
Keep
from
talking.
Alia / Ravensburger / Million.
2002.
2002. I was close.
Yeah,
we got
no,
it right
Puerto
away.
Rico.
Yeah, I was trying to look.
Puerto Rico, really good.
Now, the second edition I've not had a chance to play, but I'm assuming it's exactly the same as the first edition.
As far as I know, it's the same.
I don't think they've done anything with the
Yeah.
updated
But they don't need to do
editions,
anything to
right?
it.
No,
Now,
it's-
if I remember correctly, they also have some expansions to it.
There's 2 expansions that I know of, and there's also, I don't know if this is what you meant by second edition, but there's like a special upgraded edition or whatever that like they
Yeah.
changed the art on the boards and stuff that makes
Yeah.
the game much prettier.
Okay.
But that's all that's
but
changed.
it
as far as
doesn't
I know.
affect gameplay as far
Yeah.
as I
But
can tell.
it's a great worker placement game.
It's like the OG worker placement
yes.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is so well constructed, so smooth. It's got lasting quality.
There's not very many
evergreen.
games that are like that old, that like classic that I think still hold up today.
Right.
They're
Yeah, it
usually
still
like this
holds
game
up.
is replaced by this game, right? And
Right.
Puerto Rico still stands its ground.
So that's my number 18, Puerto
Ah,
Rico.
great choice, Spencer.
All right, Dan.
My number 18 is a game that it's actually funny. I want to play
Sucks.
the I want to play the original one of this again because the one that I have, most people don't like as much, which is Clank in Space.
I like all the Clanks.
I haven't played Space yet.
Well,
Yeah,
I haven't played.
I played just about everything else.
So
I
Clank
haven't
in
played
Space by
Legacy, but
Renegade
yeah.
Game Studios came out in 2017. So the thing with Clank in Space is I played both like within the same week, and I preferred Clank in Space, so I bought that one. Then so many expansions came out for the original Clank that made it such a better game and everything that like everyone now is like, oh, Clank in Space is kind of okay compared to this, and I'm like, dang, like so now expansions though have started coming out for Clank in Space, and I've heard
Okay.
they're good. Still doesn't hold a candle to the
Sure.
original Clank, but yeah. So I've been wanting to play the original again just to get that feeling. But so the nice thing about Clank in Space, so first of all, deck builder, you're moving around on a board trying to
Clank changed the game.
get
man.
artifacts.
yeah,
Clank
it took deck
chain-
building and then added the board so you can move your guy around.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
they
in like
really-
a really good way, not
Yeah.
like a thrown in way. Like
Right.
it feels so
yeah, it's
good.
very
Yeah.
well incorporated.
There's a reason the game's really well liked. But yeah, so you're like collecting artifacts. Again, the space one just has some cool things. So you can't there are like locked doors that you have to have keys for to get through, so someone can't just rush to the bottom and rush back
Right.
up. You have to, like it kind of balances that slightly. The board is modular, so you can flip the tiles around and have a different ship every time. There is like a recommended beginner setting,
Sure.
but yeah, I mean,
Super
other than that,
good.
they're very similar.
So with your Clank, I mean, I haven't played the Clank in Space, but the original Clank has an app that goes with it that adds like a like the dragon gets basically like a boss, like a mini boss, and after every turn you click that your turn is over and what you did, and different effects will happen, and it helps to kind of change the game up a
I
little bit.
played that.
I-
played Clank solo with the app.
Okay,
I-
and I don't know if it's for the Space one or
I don't
not.
think. Well, I don't know about an app, so
Okay.
I don't honestly know. I will say I don't know if this is in the normal Clank because, like I said, I haven't played it since the first time. But as you're making the market in the deck building section, certain cards have like boss attacks picture on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's in the normal
activates
one
its
too.
ability. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's all I know of them with
Okay.
boss
No, yeah,
ability.
that's
Yeah, we want to look
Except
into that
that
though,
one of
'cause
the
it's-
expansions did make it a different boss, which might have different.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's depending
Mechanics.
on the
Yeah.
the mummy one. I've got I've got a
Sure,
bunch of
that's the
expansions.
original one. But yeah, Clank in space, guys. Deck builder, moving around on a board. Just a super cool thematic game. And they're both very tongue-in-cheek. Like, the Clank in space one is all the cards like Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars references.
Right.
Normal Clank has a lot of D&D references and stuff like
things
that.
like that,
so,
yeah. They reference things that you get, like the
Yeah.
little Easter eggs.
very funny card. Seeing like a Jidu or whatever with his laser sword and stuff. Like,
Weird. Clink.
just funny
Or Clank in
cards
space.
when you're playing them.
Space.
Yep.
Yeah, you might be hearing about some Clank stuff in a future episode.
yeah.
But my number 18 has a gazillion expansions. It is not Sentinels of the Multiverse, but it does scratch that comic book itch. Marvel Legendary.
Oh.
I'm surprised that's not higher on the list for you.
I know
Yeah.
I know which his highest ranked one is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
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 I mean, to be fair, this is really not to take that away.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is an amalgamation of all the legendaries that I played.
Okay.
I wrote Marvel Legendary,
including
but
the encounters. And everything.
yes, but including encounters, because I absolutely love the Alien legendary encounters. The Predator one is great. I haven't played the other ones.
Firefly.
I haven't played
and
Firefly,
Big
Bond.
Trouble in Little
I'd
China,
love to play Big Trouble in Little China.
And then
Buffy.
The Buffy one, yeah.
I didn't know there were so many.
But even just
James
regular,
Bond, like, just came out.
even just regular Marvel Legendary with all the expansions and the different types of heroes and all the villains, it's kind of like you said, where there are times where we've played and it's like we just got smoked, and it's like I asked my buddy to come over, and it's like we're gonna play. We're going to use the Fantastic Four, and we are going to beat Galactus. And we played like 3 times in a row. And it took us 3 times to just try. But we knew what we wanted to do.
Right.
Some people don't like that it takes a while to set up and build the decks and things like that. For me, it's fine. I know what I'm getting into when I sit down to play Marvel Legendary, and usually don't just play one game. Usually play a couple games because you're taking the time to set stuff up. But all the legendaries, I really, 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 really like, and never turn down an opportunity to play.
See, my biggest problem with the legendary games, not games, I guess, legendary Marvel, is I really want it. I like that game a lot, and I like the legendary encounter games and blah blah blah. And I really want legendary Marvel. The problem is, I would then also want like every expansion that's ever come out for the game.
So
and I can't throw $10,000 at the legendary
Have
game.
most.
Like,
There's a few
like
box sets I still don't have.
Like they keep coming, and it's just like, oh,
waiting
it's
for the
so
right
good.
sale.
Like I want
Isn't that
that. I
Dane
want
keeps collecting
I
all
want
that stuff for too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the only reason I haven't got legendary is because I know that once I start, then my Amazon wish list is just going to
and
be
it
all
was
these
Dane and I
expansions.
like sitting down.
Yeah,
and we're like,
I can see that.
We're gonna play.
Right.
We're gonna beat the Fantastic Four because we're like, Fantastic Four sucks. 'Cause we got rolled by Mole Man. It was Mole Man. We're like, how? And he comes in the box like as their villain. It's like, this is terrible. We're getting beat by that ugly dude. And so we cracked down, and we just, for whatever reason, we just got the right
we just started
combination.
bending the rules.
Bending the
Right.
rules. So I'm just gonna go through. I got 7, right? Yep. I'm gonna buy this.
Trust me, I have 7.
Yeah. But so legendary.
All right. So my number 17 is a real-time game,
Interesting.
Sorcerer City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I really like it. It's tile placement, right? And then as you place all your tiles and you go through the end phase, you're buying more tiles. You pick up all your tiles, you shuffle them up, and then you're placing them all out again. And you only have a certain amount of time to get everything out there. And what?
Well, that's a funny you talk about that because you and Tim, I believe, reviewed Sorcerer City on this channel. Now, we might already be at 5.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm just going to start saying in the description.
So when you snap your fingers and point at your crotch, it's for links in the description
That's right.
and nothing else.
Yeah, this was a really fun game. I
Yeah.
only played it once, I think, with you, maybe twice.
This is a game I feel like I should like more, but don't really like.
Yeah. It is very abstracted. Like the whole this is just
I don't know
a
what
red
my
triangle
problem is
and
with
a
it.
blue triangle or whatever.
No, I
they
mean
call
that
it.
stuff's
Play it
fine.
more
Maybe that's it.
with the right people.
Maybe
Yeah.
also that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your own copy because you can't play
Yeah,
with
so
him.
you can't play mine.
No, it's not you. It's not you.
It's not me.
Yeah. No, it's a very well-made game.
Yeah.
Excellent components, really well designed.
Yeah, it's cool.
Has a whole bunch of mechanics you don't see anywhere else.
Yeah.
Speed, Carcassonne.
Yeah,
right?
basically, yeah. And even like being
that
colorblind,
resets
it's not
every
that
round.
hard to
Speed
bet.
Carcassonne that keeps resetting.
Right.
Yeah, resets.
But
Yeah.
for some reason, I don't love it. But
Cool.
anyways, no, that's good. Right on, man. Good choice.
Before he
Sorcerer
opens his
City
book,
games.
you're next.
I just was looking at my list again.
So my number 17 is actually a spin-off of my number 16.
Oh,
San Juan. Yeah. I love San Juan. It's the first.
Clearly more than Puerto Rico.
Actually, I do. I like it more than Puerto Rico.
Well, I would hope so. It's one higher. on
Yeah.
the list.
That's how numbers work.
Yeah.
So, it was the first game I ever played where each card has at least 3 uses. You play them as the buildings that you're trying to build. You use them as the money to buy the buildings that you're trying to build, and they're used as resources on the buildings that you're.
Sure.
That is something you like.
Yeah, I
Multi-purpose
love
cards.
multi-purpose cards, and
yeah.
I've brought this game with me to all sorts of outings and just people their idea of a board game is Monopoly, and I bring this out, and they love it, and I'm like, this is a great gateway game. And not only love it, I brought it with a bunch of teenagers. I was doing an event, and they took the game from me, and I don't know where it went. And they just played. I found it again. I have it again.
Story has a happy
Then
ending.
it's borrowing.
It's borrowed. And yeah, it's also by Elia and Ravensburger, and it's a great game.
I have not been able to play this yet. Most people prefer San Juan to Puerto Rico, so I'm looking forward to
I think it's a
playing San
little
Juan.
more complex.
Really? That's the difference?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
the card play, right?
Okay.
Well, I think San Juan, first of all, it's much faster than Puerto Rico. You can play a lot of games with San Juan in a short amount of time.
Sure.
Then you take to play Puerto
It's
Rico.
probably not also as solvable. That's something people
No,
don't like
no.
about Puerto Rico a
There
lot, is that
are-
it's solvable.
So there's one card in particular that I think is a little broken, and other people think a different card is broken. They like to
Sure.
bash on the guild hall because they think it gives too many points. I think the library is a little too
Tidal.
much. But at the same time, it costs a lot to get that card out. And so I've seen people crush me, even though I'm the only one who had the library, because they went the chapel route and they just shoved everything under the chapel every round and smoked me. So it's not entirely broken. It's not entirely
Okay.
solvable.
Sure.
Cool. My number 17, speaking of liking some worker placement games more than Lords of Waterdeep, this one is actually, nope, it's not. This one is actually not well loved by most of the people at this table, I think, but for a reason that I love it, which is it's extremely difficult, almost unwinnable. And that's Robinson Crusoe Adventures
Oh, it's
on
fine.
a
No,
Cursed
that's-
I
Island.
actually haven't played it.
I haven't
Oh,
played
you
it.
haven't
I
played
just-
it?
no, I just
Okay.
heard
I didn't know
Nightmare
about you.
Stories.
I would
thought
rather-
you liked it that much.
I like Robinson Crusoe
Okay.
fine.
I just this game gets some hate from people because it's so hard, and I'm just like,
It's supposed to
why are
be.
you playing it? I don't understand. I don't like Lords of Waterdeep because you have to place workers. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you play the
No,
game.
Wait, roll for the galaxy. I gotta roll dice. No, I'm
Exactly.
out.
Robinson Crusoe is perfectly fine. I had a bad experience where we were playing, we were losing, we were going to lose. We knew we were going to lose.
Sure. And
And-
someone didn't want to stop playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how much longer did you have to suffer that?
Oh, like another hour. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that sucks.
and I didn't want to be the jerk and walk
Right.
away from the table and just be like,
Yeah.
well, clearly we've lost. Like, I want to go do like one other thing before I got to go.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
will
but
say
instead-
almost devil's advocate to that, but not trying to defend him for what he put you through. But this game, when I play it, it almost feels like you never know if you're going to win or lose until
Sure.
the last turn. Like, you're just like, wait, we stand a chance? Like, as you're placing your last worker.
right.
so
No, we had some really bad luck early,
yeah.
and it was just going really badly. There was it the snake bite card was already in,
Oh,
and we
sure.
knew it was coming up
Yeah.
real quick. And
So-
yeah,
so-
I think we died of exposure before the snake bite got
So
us.
Robinson Crusoe was by Portal Games, came out in 2012. I just want to get that out of the way because then I want to talk about the thing with this game is it is so like ingenuitive. Like there's so many mechanics in this game that you just don't see other places. Like he was just saying the snake bite card. So there's this whole adventure deck where you draw a card and it says something that might happen. So you get bit by a snake. Okay, you don't know what that means. You then put
Right.
that card back in the deck, and if it shows up later, then it might proc something. So you just know something might happen. Like you purposely don't read the bottom half. So you just like, okay, guys, we know that this snake bite might get bad later. We need to start stocking up on medicine.
Right.
Or like you might be like, we find tracks leading to our camp and away from our camp. Okay, well there's a bear or something that came to our camp once. It might come back again. We need
Right.
to be ready to fight off a bear if it comes up. Like you just have an idea of what to prepare for without
This
knowing
isn't Friday's
exactly.
tracks. We're in
yeah,
trouble.
yeah, without knowing exactly what's going to happen. So
Right.
that's awesome. Also, just the worker placement system itself is something I haven't seen anywhere else, I think, to where you have two workers. You have two worker pieces, so you can either go to two different locations. So I'm gonna build a fire and I'm gonna go adventure. But because I'm splitting up, you only have one guy, right? So your workers represent you, and that is how much time you're putting into each thing. So today, I'm going to build a campfire and adventure. That means I might not succeed in them because I'm shortening how much time I'm putting into them. So you like roll dice and you might succeed, and things can mitigate that slightly. Or you can stack your workers on top of each other and just say, I'm building a fire today. I'm spending all day building a fire. It's guaranteed to happen.
Right.
But you're wasting your entire turn doing that. It's a super clever system.
Yeah,
that I like a lot.
Really good.
And I mean, there's so many other things in this game that I'm just not even going to go into. But yeah, Robinson Crusoe, if you want a worker placement cooperative game that's like really, really difficult, you'll probably play 5 or 6 times before you win.
You like getting kicked in the nuts? Because we got the game for you.
I really do.
No, it
suggest
is fun, though. It is fun. I played it solo a bunch of times and had a good time.
I've never done that. Okay.
So
He's a
that way I could stop it when I wanted to.
Right.
My number 17 is a game I need to play more, but the 5 times I played it, I absolutely loved it, and I don't even think I've done everything that is in the game yet, right? Like used all the
bits,
the variants, things like that. It is a Martin Wallace game.
Okay. That narrows it down.
Narking.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I've
love
never
this
played it.
game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you tell me I have to play that.
It's so good. It's like territory control, Victorian England. It's kind of mean. You're building buildings. You're trying to control things, or you're trying to take control of buildings, and you're placing things on the board, and then you can like cause riots to happen and make cops go over here, or like drive out your pieces, so then I can like sneak in and put my pieces in. And there's depending on your everybody's got like a hidden role. So depending on your role, it dictates on how you're going to win the game. So everybody's working in a different way to try to win the game and manipulating the board for different reasons. So because of that, and because it's if you play just like the very base level, it is not very complicated, but you can very quickly
add modules in, basically.
Very quickly like make
Ramp it up.
this a crunchy game. And I love the art. I love the components. I love the theme. The cards are great. Like the cards you can play and they do different things, serve different purposes. Oh, Nancy Narking is so good.
Yeah, cool. Don't know anything about it other than what you just said.
You'd probably like it. Like
Cool.
we could sit down and play it, and I think it would go over pretty
I
well.
don't remember if I have played this.
I don't remember if you. I thought I brought it to your game night a few times.
Yeah, because
but
if you're explaining the game, the name didn't.
were
ring a
you
bell.
Holmes? One of us was Holmes, and one of us was Moriarty.
Yeah.
Like Holmes is trying to run the deck out, and Moriarty is trying to do something. So if the game ends by the deck running out, like Sherlock Holmes wins.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
But you're doing things to like slow that down or speed that up, and then there's events that can happen which change the status of the board. Yeah, so it's really good.
Cool stuff, Tim.
So my last one for
Yup.
today,
Last one
16.
for the day.
show favorite,
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, I've got a show
Favorites.
favorite for my last one
Yeah.
as well.
Taverns of Tiefenthal.
Oh, yeah.
It's
okay.
so good.
It's
so
you got
good.
dice drafting, deck building.
Let's just
building
we'll
your
talk
own
about that in a
Just
future
put
week.
everything-
But yes,
Yeah, let's just
But
put
yeah.
every mechanic known to man in this pot.
That's
to
right.
Stir it
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, and
it's
it makes
as
for
if
a
a
great game.
quack from Quedlinburg.
That's right. Yeah.
was just
We'll talk about that in a future week.
Yeah. Maybe
But
a
yeah.
couple weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
shock.
What? Yeah.
Again, fainting couch.
Yeah. But no, Taverns of Tiefenthal, it's great. The nice thing about that is it has a different modules. So even some people who aren't into the super heavy games, they can start easy. It's real easy to learn. And then just keep adding a few things in each time. Like, okay, well now we can also do this. Now you can also do this.
Yeah, it's so good.
And it's a very good game.
Absolutely love this
Yeah.
game.
It's
Absolutely
fantastic.
love this game.
Darn your sister.
I know. She gets us every time.
Every time.
Yeah. Taverns
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah, so Taverns, awesome modular boards
Yep.
that you're kind of editing around on there. Like you're like a barkeep.
You have your barkeep trying to build like
Deck
your
building,
best.
draft,
Yeah.
dice drafting,
Yep.
worker placement, essentially,
kind of.
because
So
your
dice placement.
Yeah, dice
Yeah,
placement.
yeah.
Yeah, what's the word other than placement? Like I'll
Assignment?
say it. Yeah, almost like assignment because like you're
Yeah.
just putting it there and it's activating something.
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
like
because
getting
you have
resources.
tables in your bar, right? And you can like build more tables on if you want, and then you're drawing cards from your
To-
deck
to
to
fill
fill
the
your tables up. Then
So
you're
your
also getting,
engine building.
So your engine building, yeah. So
it's-
then you're like, oh, look, I got a barman I can
Oh.
ask. Oh, I got a dishwasher. Oh, I have a delivery of beer. And then once your tables are full, then you're done getting people.
Right.
And then you're rolling dice, and then you draft them.
So-
and then you assign them to.
So what
different
Bob
places.
is saying is Julia Olmstead, stop showing Bob games you know he's gonna
Well,
like.
I did not say that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Seriously, check out Taverns of Tiefenthal if you haven't yet.
It's a great game.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's a great game.
Right, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like it's going to be on all three of our lists. I don't know if he's played it.
He's played
time.
taverns.
One time.
At
Oh,
least one.
so one time, so it's been disqualified from your list.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it probably would have made it.
All right,
Quite
Spencer.
possibly. Actually, I quite enjoyed it.
16.
I know 16 is a favorite of Dan's here. Days of Wonders, Ticket to Ride.
Oh, he got excited.
But he
for a
plays
minute.
like a rude dude, so of course he likes it.
Well, so I like all the expansions I played so far, which includes like the Merklin, I think is what's called the German
Marklin.
one.
Right.
Marklin. It just there's just something about it. All the different strategies that you can do to get yourself forward or to screw over your opponent.
Yep.
I mean, I played once with a guy, and this one was a little bit infuriating, where his whole purpose wasn't to get points. No, it wasn't to draw cards. His purpose was to try to figure out where you were going
and then just
and
block
you off. And he almost
That's
won.
very mean. I've never played with someone like that.
He almost won, except, of course, doing that, he didn't get any roots himself.
Yeah, that's important.
Sure.
But
Ticket to nowhere.
I don't know. I love the game.
It's solid. It's a gateway game.
It's a
an
solid
evergreen
gateway game, and with all of the different, not expansions, but all the different versions, and each one has a unique mechanic. So if you get tired of doing the basic one, go pick up the one where you're going to the North Pole and helping Santa Claus out.
I met
Which actually is
Spencer
one.
playing Ticket to Ride in a game store
Yeah.
at a tournament.
No, it's a great gateway
So-
game, and like I said, I really like what Rails and Sails changes to the game, where you have to make sure. So at the beginning of the game, you have to choose if you're going to have how many boats and how many train cars you're going to have, and then so you can look at your routes and be like, okay, well, I'm going to need more trains than boats, so I'll do kind of a little ratio there, and then so you're doing trains, but then when you cross water, you have to change the boats. Then when you cross land, you switch back to trains, and so it does a really cool thing. The actual strategy of the game are very cool. What you're doing in the game is very cool. I might try to create a house rule with a hand limit just
Sure.
to see how it plays.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be worth
fine
trying.
with that.
And I did play that one time.
Rails and Sails.
Rails of Sales. But I mean, there's just so many versions of it. I
Yeah.
just counted them all as
Yeah,
one.
good
Sure.
luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ticket to
Yeah,
Ride,
a lot of
everything. Boom.
And
Number
they have some
16.
beautiful copies of it too, like anniversary editions that are just look up.
The anniversary
are.
edition is if
And
you like
some
Ticket
of
to
the-
Ride.
Yeah.
Some of the artwork, and if you are a train aficionado, I mean,
Right.
the artwork on some of them.
Well,
is
the
just
board game
gorgeous.
industry is filled with train nuts, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's why
absolutely.
there's a million train
Yeah.
games.
There's
So.
a lot.
So there we go.
Okay, so my last one for the day,
16.
16. Speaking of worker placement games, I like more than Lords of Waterdeep. This is the worker placement week, I guess, because I got 3 of them on this list.
Wow.
It's not that one.
Okay.
I've actually only played this one twice, but
All right.
both times were so good. I love what this game brought to the table, and that's Architects of the West Kingdom.
Oh,
Oh,
never
okay.
played.
By
played that one yet.
Garfield Games in 2018. So all of their Raiders of the North Sea, Paladin, all of them
Yep.
bring something different to the table with worker placement.
Mm-hmm.
And so what Raiders did, which I actually have still only test played, I never finished the game, is like when you put out a worker, you also return one of your
Pick one
other
up.
workers and take
Correct.
that action as well.
Yep.
So when,
Oh, weird.
yeah. So you
ever
get
played
2
Raiders?
actions
I don't
every
think
turn.
so.
So what this one
That
did,
sounds really neat.
It's
what
really
this one did that actually now quite a few games have done since then, but this was the first one I played that did is when if this spot says wood and I put a worker there, I get a wood, right? And then the
Yeah.
thing goes around. Then
Game
on my
breaking.
next turn, if I put another worker there, I get 2 wood because now I have 2 people working.
Oh, okay.
And then my next turn, if I put a third worker there, I get 3 wood. You get wood equal to however many
Nice.
workers
So,
are there.
Right. I like that.
And it's actually, I think, again, I only played this twice. I think it's total workers. So like if you had a worker there, you had a worker there, and I put a second worker there, I'd get 4 wood. It keeps
Nice.
getting better and better.
Okay.
And that was a really
That's
cool
kinda neat.
mechanic to take advantage of.
I could dig
Then on
that.
top of that, Architects also has this really important mechanic that we kind of avoided because it was so mean, where you can actually put other people's meeples in jail. So
Oh.
you can go to a spot and say, I'm arresting, and you take every meeple that's on a certain spot. Like you're like, I'm
Wow.
arresting everyone at that location.
Yeah, so it's starting to get out of control. Like, okay, you're getting
Yeah.
8 wood a turn. No,
Exactly,
we're gonna go
and you just
break this
remove
party
every
up.
worker from that location. You capture them, and then you can do something with that, and then they can like
Sacrifice?
buy their workers back
Okay.
or something like that on
Okay.
their turn. Like they can pay basically bail to get
There's
them
like
out
a
of
thing in
jail.
like Ito that does that because
and so
Ito's
there's-
got that Watchman that goes around and
So,
will
so
lock
there's
up
just this
workers.
cool mixture of mechanics that I hadn't seen yet in a worker placing game that I just loved.
Yeah,
in
that's-
this
I
game.
like-
And
man,
then on
that
top
sounds
of that,
good.
I love the artwork for all the paladins and Arctics.
Sure.
Architects
Yeah,
and
they've got all
raiders.
these
I
same art
love
style.
that system or that style. But yeah, so Architects of the
I
West
kind of
Kingdom.
just want to play that now.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's
that
it's
sounds
really
interesting.
cool. Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Last one.
That sounds good. So my 16 I've talked about a ton of times.
Sweet 16.
That'd be a good one.
It's the thing, Outpost and Infection 30 or
Oh.
Infection
Oh,
and Outpost 31.
I'm
not
surprised
I
it's
still
that.
haven't
Oh.
played
Yeah.
it.
You
Like,
thought it
haven't
would be
played that
like
one
better.
yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
well,
telling
so
you.
Yeah.
it's getting like it's getting real.
I know. Like I'm
it's-
looking at it, like what? How's that under there? I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
15
okay,
up
yeah.
is real tight.
Yeah.
It's real tight.
Oh yeah, no, it's like.
But
yeah.
this game is one of my favorite like hidden trader games. We've played it and
Yeah.
have great crazy stories every time we play it, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean just like the accusations fly wildly.
Yeah.
And
All right, I'm gonna hit you
sometimes-
with the flamethrower, but I just want to see if you're the thing or not.
Yeah, nothing personal,
Nothing personal.
but I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
Oh, guess he was innocent.
This was the time I was the thing, and I would infect someone, and the next turn, someone would kill him. I'm like, and so I infect someone. Next turn, someone kills him. I'm like, what? Oh!
Stop killing my minions.
Yeah, it's just one of my favorite Hidden Trader games.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's one of my favorite movies. It's so on theme. I mean, it just nails it.
This is one of those games. Like I have a list of like 5 games currently that is like I need to just dedicate a day to playing this game.
Yeah.
Like we just need to get together. Okay, this Friday
This
we're
is
playing
what
the
we're
thing.
playing. And
And,
this
like,
is a
that's
game where
one
you
of
play
them.
at max player count.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, I do not
I would see
advocate
that
that, but
because,
the
yeah.
more players you have, the better
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
absolutely.
Yes, I would. We set up a day. We find the 8 people or however many it is, and say that's what we're doing. Fantastic.
I want to play it so bad.
It's so good. It's so good. You'll have a good time, especially you play with the right people, right? You know, you want the drama, you want the
well,
tension.
Who am I playing with?
Yeah, I don't know. You can borrow my copy and find
Thanks,
some
man.
strangers.
Yeah, I'll just go to the bridge down the street.
Actually,
yeah.
this is a game that I'd be afraid to loan my copy out because on the secondary market it's so expensive.
Oh, really?
And I don't think I would ever part with it.
Mine's still
Okay.
Hundreds of
shrink.
dollars.
Yours
Hundreds
is still
of
a
dollars.
shrink?
I've been playing his.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what happens all the time.
ripped
if
you
Tim
off.
has a game, don't buy it because you won't get to play your copy, and we'll play Tim copies all the time. But to be fair, like normally it's like Cthulhu Wars, and his is painted.
Yeah.
His thing was
Yeah.
already open.
My thing is already out there.
It's already out there for everybody to see.
Everybody's already seen my thing.
Yeah. So.
This has
But
been
yeah,
rated PG.
Up until now.
Infection at Outpost 31, the thing.
Yep. It's a good game.
So good. But now, like you just said, right? Like, oh, I thought that would be higher on your list.
Yeah.
Well, like now, like I'm so excited to talk about the
Next
next
15.
3.
We're
Yeah.
gonna shoot our next 3 episodes of this right now, just so we can talk
God,
about these games.
I wish.
Yeah.
I could just,
Serious, dude.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
It
'cause
makes
it's-
me know that I did my list right because every single time we do this, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to talk about these. These are even better than last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Except my number 1, I'm like,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
I got paid to put that one.
That's
I don't
right,
know.
yeah.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to have too many surprises as we get further up. It's going to be pretty obvious which
True.
ones are my
I-
favorites.
Like I
think-
said, my top 10 was instant, and then the
Yeah.
rest were like, okay, what
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah.
how
I
am
might have a couple
ordering
of
these?
surprises.
Yeah, I've probably got a few that'll be like, what? Like
Yeah.
instead of that? And
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So, anyways, guys,
Anyways, guys,
Good stuff.
thanks for listening,
thanks
Dan.
for listening.
Yeah, we're sorry. We do apologize. But thanks for
Derailed
listening.
that.
Thanks for putting up with me.
As always, thank you for watching. We are so happy to be here. We do this because you guys subscribe and comment and like and share.
Yeah. Prime it.
Keep the
Bell.
subscriptions and the shares
Yeah.
going up. You want to play Sorcerer City? I'd love to send you a copy as like a prize for sharing. We just got to get the subscriptions
Yeah.
up
Get 'em
some
up
more.
there.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Yep.
Um,
And hit the bell.
hit the bell.
bell.
Do
Yep.
all the
Ding
things.
the ling.
Reach out to us. Talk to us. Tell us what games we're missing out on. Tell us
Yeah.
where we're right, where we're wrong, why Dan is wrong about most things.
These were good games.
Any Kickstarters you're excited about that we might have missed that maybe
That's
we could
true.
talk about next week?
We try to only do one each per episode because
Right.
there's 4 of us, so we
Yep.
definitely missed some.
If you're
probably.
working on a game and you want some
Yeah.
pub, man, reach out to us. We'd
Yeah,
love to
we
talk
like
about it.
Play test. We like to do
Yes.
previews. Yeah.
Previews. We love to. We meet you on Tabletop Simulator if we can,
Yep.
and get that done. Always
Get that
check
board
out.
game rundown bump.
That's right. That bump where Bob and Spencer will back your game on
That's right.
Kickstarter.
Oh. Yeah.
That's the most dangerous thing about this job, man.
As always,
Back the games.
check out our friends at the Board Game Mechanics. Jason and Katie are pretty okay. They
Pretty
do
okay.
a podcast, YouTube channel, all kinds of good stuff. Sometimes one of us pops up on their episodes.
Sometimes.
Well,
It's actually
me.
never been just one of us.
Right. That's true. It's always just been me. You can find a very small micro podcast on Spotify, Board Game Rundown. My daughter and I have done a couple episodes. I've done a couple episodes. One day I'm going to get some other guys in. We're going to do some just like a quick 10-minute, not even that, 5 to 10 minute episode.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I've been
thing.
listening to them. I
So-
love what that website's doing.
Also, keep an eye out. The next episode of Board Game Roulette should be coming soon.
Oh, yeah. We've
Yeah,
got
we're like 2
Orleans.
weeks away or
Orleans. Yeah.
Orleans. 2 weeks.
Yep,
2 weeks. We're coming
So
for you.
check
I'm
it
going
out.
to win a game finally.
And
we'll see.
And of course, next week we'll have 19 through whatever. I forgot what we're saying.
No, we're going to have
15
15
through 11.
I forgot what we said today. That's why I was like, what are we doing?
15 through 11.
Those other numbers where we left off at.
My head could not remember what numbers we did today. I was like, what happened? We were in the teens.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, we were.
all right, guys.
Swung and a miss.
I needed to remind him. Who cares if I get the information wrong?
That's right.
Fair and balanced. Or just
What is
Thanks
present
for
the
watching, guys. I've been
board-
Dan. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Supposed to start.
for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Dan.
And I've been Spencer.
He's a jerk, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.
Finger guns.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.